Hello, friends. I hope everyone is doing well. Wanted to take a little bit of time with you today and work on some programming. Let's go ahead and share our screen and we'll get started. Today, we're going to be working in the Computer Science 1 class, and this is a little bit about how to work on some of the Chapter 2 problems. So, in general, lots of good things to work on, different ways that points are going to be awarded. The first problem we're going to work on is this driving cost example. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to tell you what, this time what we're going to do, I'll start Anaconda. And we'll go into Anaconda and we'll see if we can write a code that'll work. This is a little bit slower than what I normally do. I like to use just the command line interface. It spins up a little bit faster. And I also, I genuinely prefer it, but I know that it's not for everyone. And so that's why I want to show you a slightly different way of doing programming today. So while everything's booting up, let's read it. It says, write a program. That's annoying. With a car's miles per gallon and gas dollars per gallon, both as floats, and input and output the gas cost for 20, 75, and 50 miles. Output each floating point value with 2 digits after the decimal point, which can be achieved using this following format. And then, as an example, if we get 20 miles to the gallon and it's 3.1599 dollars per gallon, then to drive 20 miles, it's going to be 3.16 or $3.16. We're going to see if we can work on that a little bit. See if we can make that just a little bit cooler. But anyway, Anaconda should be up. Yep, there it is. And here's Jupyter Notebook. So we'll start there. And again, to me, this feels like watching paint dry, but I know that for a lot of people, this is just what is comfortable. Oh, there it's opening Jupyter Notebook. Good deal. So Jupyter Notebook, the way this works, Anaconda actually becomes a web server, and that web server is now hosting this website. And so this is eating up resources and fun stuff like this. So I'll go in here to my Git repository, SWASU Python examples. Here's chapter 2. Or nope, I misread that. So Computer Science 1, chapter 2. And notice how we've got some notebooks. I'm just going to make a new folder right quick. And I'm just going to call, let's see if I can rename this. Yep. Let's call this Jupyter Notebooks. Okay, so I'll open that now and I'll do a new go. One of the nice things about working in a Jupyter Notebook is you can make a markdown cell. So I'm just going to change this first cell to be a markdown cell. And then I can drop in text and then I can save it. Okay, now we need a new cell. And yay, that worked successfully. So now let's see, what does it say? It says write a program with a car's miles per gallon. Okay, so let's do some variables here. We'll say car miles per gallon equals input. I know, where do I come up with these great variable names, right? And so let's run that now. Save it, run it. And I'm gonna right? 20. All right, so several things. One, I don't like the way that worked. Second, I don't know if it worked or not. I'm going to use a formatted printing. Okay, now let's run that. Cool. Now, we need to do gas dollars per gallon. So I'm going to use the same basic template. I'll say, this should also be a period. It is a command, hopefully a relatively polite one, but a command just the same. So all right. So one of the problems that we're going to have here is that we need to save these as floating point numbers. So what that means, let's save this and run this first. Okay, it's talking about we've got a punctuation problem here. See, it says end of line while scanning string literal. This is input line 4. Oh, in cell 4. Yeah, the debugger on Anaconda or on Jupyter Notebook is not quite as tasty, but that's okay. All right, let's go ahead and save this, run this again. Okay, now it wants to know 20.0 and it wants to know all right. Let's see if we can let's see. We'll do put a $sign out front. And then let's see if we can do this. See if that's the right format. No, it does not like that. Print money format. Okay. Let's try this. So $, comma, .2f, dot format. Yeah. We'll just stick with the example that they have in the book. So we'll see if we can make that work. Oh, we should change this. Oh, that would work. All right. So we'll do it this way. And then they suggested something of this order. Let's try it. Print $ plus format. It's not going to be money. It's going to be dollars per gallon. Let's see if that'll work. Okay. 20.0. And then please enter car miles. Oh, I probably messed that up. Gas dollars. The coffee has not started clicking yet. Okay, let's save that. Let's run that again. Is there a quick button for that? All right. Run it. There we go. Please input your car miles per gallon, 20.0, gas dollars per gallon. Cool. This is exactly what I was hoping that we would see. So it says you can actually do that with a string. You need the F for float. And so let's see if that's sufficient. The F for Python requires a floating number, which is what we're trying to do. So you should convert number to a floating number before passing it. And the way you do that is just with this little snippet of code here. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to format it. Right as soon as we load it in as a floating point number. And I'll do the same thing right here. And now we'll stop and we'll run it again. Salut! All right. So I feel like that's doing a good job of getting us started. So now let's come and do a different cell and let's do a few more calculations. So output each floating point value with 2 digits after the decimal, which can be achieved as followed. All right. So let's do some math right quick. The cost per 20-mile trip is going to be equal to 20 divided by, this is going to be car miles per gallon. And I don't think that we have to do order of operations here. And mentally, I'm not capable of thinking through whether or not it'll make a difference. But we're going to drop that inside parentheses. And that's basically going to say how many miles we're driving divided by miles per gallon. And the way that all works out is that'll end up telling us how many gallons of gas we used. So if your car gets 20 miles to the gallon and you're driving 20 miles, it's 1 gallon of gas. All right. And now we need to multiply by some days you just really don't have it, and that's okay. And now, we'll do a 75-mile trip. And so we'll just change this number here. And the last one is a 500-mile trip. Okay, let's just run that, see if anything explodes. And it did not. Cool. And so this is gathering, you know what, we can break this up just a little bit more. I'm going to do that. I'm going to see if I can pop in another cell. Yeah, there we go. There's that. And let's see, we'll rerun everything. So it's 20 miles per gallon. Run that cell, 3.1599. And we can run that cell. So we've got these all baked in. These are variables now. And now I can use their print statement. And I don't necessarily like the format that this uses. I think we could possibly do better. But let's get everything to run. So I don't think that should. Oh, that looks nice. Okay. And now we can see that that was effective. That is how they wanted it printed out. I'm going to do something else. So that's the folder that we were just working in, SWASU Python examples. I was hoping that it would actually show the path somewhere in, yeah, it shows it right up here. SWASU Python examples. So now I'm going to say, yes, please keep track of everything. Oops, on the wrong branch. Um, it's not happy that I've got this file open and I'm trying to make git commit changes. So now hopefully it's happy. We're going to get over to the right branch. Okay, and the reason why I wanted to do that, I'll show you all this. So Computer Science 1, Chapter 2, Jupyter Notebooks, cost of driving. And now anybody that's got access to this has access to our Jupyter Notebook. And now you can pull this code out, put it in your own Jupyter Notebook. And there you go. The thing that I want to point out is if you're interested in reading ahead, you might read ahead about functions, and you can observe how there's basically one thing you need out of this function and a whole lot of other stuff that you might be able to handle inside of a function. And that function might have a very easy to write name, such as get user miles per gallon. So anyway, start thinking about that. And for some of you that want to work ahead, go ahead and start working on that. Okay, let's come back here. Let's make another new Jupyter Notebook. And let's, actually, I'm going to stop there. So we're going to stop there with the cost of driving example. That's a nice little example. You can find out, you can see where the results can be found, and hopefully that's beneficial to you. So we'll go ahead and stop, and we'll go let you work on that for a while. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.